Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness, how is there so many people on here already? Oh, dear Lord, I hope you guys weren't watching me do those thumbnail things. Man, that's funny. There's like all these people on here already. Okay, anyway, hi, everybody. I'm live again on a Wednesday. And usually I have to give it a couple of minutes for everybody to get on before I start talking, but apparently everybody's already on. So, okay, guys. So I need to talk a little bit before I start taking calls because I am going to take a lot more calls today than I did yesterday. But I have to discuss what happened yesterday because I don't usually watch myself when I'm live. I just don't. Like, out of all the videos I've done, I've maybe watched little bits and pieces here and there. Yesterday, I watched it start to finish. Let me tell you something. The best therapy going, if you really want to feel better about what's going on in your world, tape yourself whining or crying. Not whining. Tape yourself venting, I guess, is what I did yesterday. That's the real word of what I did. I vented and then listen to it back because, I mean, let me tell you, it's not as bad as it felt yesterday. And that's the thing. Even people who are my friends are going to understand this. 99% of the time, I can walk around and I'm that person that can always see the positive in a situation. Oh, your car got smacked up. Guess what? You get a new one. Or your house flooded. Damn, well, that's going to be a nice insurance check. You know, like whatever it might be. My brain will find a way to find the positive in it. Probably because I've been through so much crap and because the entire step of the way I've had spirit there telling me this will make sense. This will help later. This you will understand later. So I've trained myself to do that. But I'm human. And sometimes when things get hard as human beings, we just want to cry and we just want to vent and we just want to scream and we just want somebody out there to give a shit. Thank you. Or I apologize for lack of a better word, but give a shit. And I think as a medium, it can be even harder to kind of not only deal with what's going on in my head, because see, even as I'm trying to talk about this right now, I can feel spirit trying to interrupt, which is making it difficult to think. But trying to walk around with this head and deal with normal everyday issues as well as spirit issues, like, let me explain the gas guy thing, guys, okay? Because I think people misunderstood that situation. Like, yes, definitely, I was very late paying the gas guy. As a lot of you guys know, there was a lot of transitional moves in the last few months with my family. So things just got behind. You accumulate other bills that have to be paid, moving expenses, et cetera, et cetera. Some things get pushed behind. And then, so that's one situation that, you know, I'm not alone in. Everybody out there has dealt with at some point in time. But then you throw in being a medium on top of it. So what ended up happening, and this is why it made me so angry yesterday on top of everything, was because I did pay that bill. I made a huge pay. I didn't pay the whole thing. I mean, I think the bill was like, I don't know, I'm not going to discuss it, but let's just say I paid like 80% of this bill and the guy's here to cut it off. And so I was really pissed off on top of everything else that was going on. But turns out that because it's technology, it didn't go to my account. It went to some other account because one of the numbers got reversed. So it didn't go to my account. The huge payment that I made went to some other person's account. Can you just imagine that person that day? Oh my God, my electricity just got, you know, this huge chunk. I'm not gonna have to pay it for a couple of months. Woohoo! So I had called them to explain, when I got the disconnection notice, I had called them and we had figured out what had happened. And so they put a note on my file explaining what had happened and making sure that the gas guy wasn't supposed to come and disconnect that. And yet here he is a week later at my door to disconnect it, because guess what? There's no note on the file. That just disappeared. Electronic stuff just disappears. TVs go off. Things go weird and wonky around me all the time. So it makes a hard situation just weirder and harder at a moment when I don't need it to be weirder and harder, if that makes any sense. So we're okay over here. It's not like we're starving or anything, so please don't misunderstand me in that sense. Yes, business has slowed down a little bit with the live readings, because I know a lot of you can just call in and get a reading free here. And that's okay. Here's the thing. That's okay. Because a lot of you still have called for readings. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now and today, actually. I've been extremely fortunate. So I need to just say that first and foremost. Thank you to all of you who listen to me babble every single week, who watch and call in every single week, and send me the letters. Oh my God, the amount of overpowering love and support that I received yesterday was just incredible. You guys are absolutely amazing. So here's the thing that you got to understand about me is I am a fighter. Yeah, I've spent my whole life fighting, but so what? So is everybody else. That's the thing. As I'm watching myself yesterday, first of all, I can't believe I told you guys a lot of that stuff that I told you, but there's a couple things about it. One, I can feel like, first of all, parts of that wasn't even me. I mean, did you hear the Southern accent coming out in there? I'm from Alberta, you guys. I'm not Texas. So I don't know what that was. I keep seeing South Carolina in my head. Actually, I do know what that is. That is somebody, I think, in the South Carolina area, and just a lot of you out there needed that message that, you know what, sometimes we're going to break. This is just it. Sometimes we're going to get up here. At least none of you have a camera in front of your face when you have that little crazy emotional moment. Me, well, yeah, I like to go out on the edge, live wild, have some fun with it. Humiliation to the 10th degree, but that's all good. Because you know what? At the end of the day, at least by me letting you see that I'm vulnerable, then you get to see how I pick myself back up again. Because I have hit the bottom of some very trying times throughout life, and I have picked myself back up again, and I'm actually very fortunate to be where I am. So I shouldn't be up here whining and complaining because things aren't going my way, and because I have to keep fighting. Yeah, life's about fighting. So this is how I fight. I don't know if I've talked about this here. I think I have at some point. My friends will know what I'm talking about. Whenever we're making a decision in life, and my decision that I was trying to make, and this, again, kind of what started the whole pissed off feeling, I think, was trying to figure out this membership thing, because it's something that I want to do so badly, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot at the same time. So I'm afraid. I'm afraid to put that commitment forward. I'm afraid to let all of you guys down because, I'm still learning how to control this crazy head of mine. I don't know. Not that I don't know. I'm not always right. I'm not always 100% perfect. And the most important thing to me is that, first and foremost, that this gift, ability, whatever you want to call it, is only helping people and never hurting anyone. So taking that into consideration, whenever you're making a choice in life, you only have two choices. Ultimately, you're either making a choice out of love for yourself and your family and what's best for you, or you're making a choice out of fear. When we make a choice out of love, it's going to bloom every single time. Even if you can't see how that's going to happen, it will. I once got a check for $1,500 in the mail when I was 7 months pregnant with no money and nobody to help and no groceries in the cupboard. This check just shows up from the government. To this day, I don't know where it came from, but I had made a very tough choice before that. And that's just one tiny little example of how I promise you that when you make a choice based on love, what's best for yourself and your family and the people that you care for, it will bloom every time. I know this. When we make a decision out of fear, it's going to blow up in your face every single time, and it's going to hurt. It usually blows up in like a big bad way. Bad way. When we make a choice based on fear, everything goes bad. So guess what? Here's my choice. I can do these free readings and start the membership and do those free readings every weekend or every second weekend as well. And screw the fear about if I'm going to actually have enough money to pay the bills and stuff still, if people are still going to even bother booking, I'm not going to worry about that. In fact, I'm not worried about that anymore after some of the messages that I got yesterday and how many people even just called in to book. You guys are angels, honestly. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that membership. Fear is not going to tell me that I can't go live or I shouldn't go live. It's not going to let me get pissed off and scared and have little meltdowns. You know what it's going to make me do? It's just going to make me go faster, forward. I'm not the type of person that likes to be told what to do. And I almost feel like it's almost like spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, forced me to have this little breakdown yesterday, this little mini meltdown in front of everybody so that I could, I guess, sit here today and show you that it's okay to melt down. And then you just get up the next day, maybe not at 4:30 in the morning like I did, but when my brain's going, I can't sleep. But you get up the next day and you figure it out and you put one foot in front of the other and you go forward. And let me tell you, I don't know the answer to all this, but one thing that I do know is that God is involved in this big time, because I've never felt more guided or directed by anything in my entire life as I do to be here in front of you, all of you. And two, that the best and the quickest way that I know of to make myself feel better when I'm feeling, I guess depressed is kind of it's not depressed though, a lack of, I guess. And that's what depression is, when you're feeling a lack of something in your life. When I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling beaten, when I'm feeling like I have to claw my way out for the 5,000th time and I don't have the strength. I just trust that, you know what, I made it through everything else. And if I could have made it through all of that, and then now here I sit and this little thing is what's going to take me down, it's just going to make me stand up and go 5 times harder. So, long story short, guys, membership, we are doing it. I am going to commit the time. I'm going to commit double the time. I'm going to get up and give an hour more of free readings today, because the more that I can do to help bring closure and healing to other people's lives, the better that makes me feel. And the better that I feel, the more juice and the more gas that I have to fix the problem or the frustrations that are going on in my life. The thing about me is, and the thing about being a medium is that I can't stay down for too long. Spirit won't let me. It's not voices in my head. It's more like, you want to stay down, but then you just see these positive reinforcements all over the place, and you want to be down, but then, and you're having a bad day, and then the furniture lady comes to your house to just spray your furniture, and her brother, who's on the other side, ends up popping through and forcing you to give a message. So it ends up changing that lady's whole entire day, and from what I could tell, making her see the world in a little bit of a different way. And you know what? That just turns my whole world around. And so I guess we're going to see where this goes now, because something pissed me off. Yeah, I got pissed off yesterday, but that just gives me fuel to my fire to push through even further now. So Anyway, okay, so I am going to shut up and get going here, but there's one other thing that I want to talk to you guys about before I get going. Well, two other. One, I promise you, I keep my promises. Sorry, three things I want to discuss. One, I keep my promises, and we will be live again as well every second Saturday starting June 9th. I have to do it starting June 9th because my first guest that I want to have on can't start until then. Linda has already agreed to come on and do some Reiki distant healing to, here's the thing, guys, the crazy cool thing about Linda is that she has this unique ability to be able to look at pictures of people or things or whatever it is and be able to just pick up stuff about whatever's going on in that photograph or whoever that person is. And I find it absolutely fascinating. And I think that if there's a lot of people out there that, I mean, I can't even begin to list the ways that that could be useful. But if you guys have a picture or something that you would like Linda to be able to feel for you, she will be on June 9th. Like I said, that's a Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's June 9th. And so about a week beforehand, start sending your pictures in because she's going to take a look at them ahead of time. She's going to do some analyzing. And then when she comes on that Saturday, she's going to have 3 or 4 pictures that she's already picked out to be able to read for somebody. Oh, there's the other thing. Make sure that you attach your phone number to the picture when you send it in. You can send it in privately to my message box if you'd rather not share your phone number live, or you know what I mean. But definitely send a phone number with it because when she's going to pick 3 or 4 and then she's going to just phone you guys when she's here. So anyway, there's that. Now, the other thing that I need to let you know is that we're going to switch this over a little bit, or switch this up a little bit. A friend of mine made a really good suggestion. I don't think he even knew what he was suggesting at the moment that he suggested it. But he was talking about doing an introduction at the beginning and at the end of every show. And I don't know how, never mind, I won't even tell you how complicated that was in my head. But the thing about it that made sense was that what I have to do is explain to you guys before every live. I have to have like a little speech, a prepared speech, kind of like how with the grounding exercise, I say the same thing every single time. Nobody has a problem with it. I just explain it and then there we go. I need to have a way to kind of explain to you guys beforehand how this works for me, because the way that each reader gets their information is a little bit different. And for people that haven't been on here before, or that are new, or even just getting a message, sometimes it can be just completely confusing. I need to be able to have a way to remind you guys all that this is not like some party trick. Like it's not like I sit here and I know everything about whoever calls in, or I can, see the person standing here beside me as clearly as I can see my hand. It doesn't work that way. The way the spirit works or communicates with me is by forcing symbols and signs and pictures and emotions and feelings into my head and my body that are overwhelming. Sometimes they will come so fast that I try to put 2 or 3 images into one and think it's one message. Sometimes I might see more than one person in the room and misinterpret who the message is coming from. However, as you listen to it, you should know who it is, or the message should make sense to you, because each of these messages are personal to you. It's not personal to me. It's not like they're sitting up here talking about my life. So a good example is like on the show yesterday, one of the ladies that had called in, her child had this is an interesting one actually. He had a clothing textile, I can't remember what she called it, sensory thing. So, and he's only 4, but she was going through a situation where it was hard to discipline him around this because it's an actual like health concern where somebody, I actually looked it up afterwards. Like this is a thing where some people are just extremely sensitive to certain clothing and whatnot. And anyway, causing her all kinds of parenting issues. And the boy's father was on the other side. So he was trying to come through and let her know that he was helping her with, or supportive of her with the discipline that she was doing on that side and with what was going on, or that she's doing on this side, and with what was going on. However, the way that that comes across in my head, because I have never heard of this disorder before, is I feel preteen problems, first of all, because I can feel the argument around clothing. I see spirit will flash to the argument that I had with my preteen daughter. So about what she's wearing to school. And so I say to the girl, you know, there's something around a parenting issue around the preteen. And she's like, well, no, he's only 4. It's like, why does this feel preteen? And then I'm able to zone into the clothing aspect of it. And then I have to drag her back a couple of times and specifically say, no, stay here with me. There's something about the clothing specifically that he's talking about. And finally, she's able to go, oh, right. It's because he has the sensory deprivation thing. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but I think you know what I mean. So I don't know what I'm talking about. These messages are personal to you. My job is to simply tell you what I'm seeing and hope that these messages are able to make sense to you. I'm not going to be 100% on every single thing that I say. I might say it's a boy and it's a girl. I might say a month and it's a year, because I'm not perfect. But 99% of the message will make sense. And if it doesn't, then it's not the right person. Like, it's hard to explain. Most of you know what I'm talking about because you've watched the show a number of times, and this is what I'm saying. I have to put all of that rambling blah, 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 that I just did, because clearly I haven't found a way to easily explain that yet. But I have to find a way to be able to do that before each show, so that each and every one of you that are calling in are very clear on how to work with this, so that you get the most of your message. The most frustrating thing to me is to feel people calling in and want to be able to help them get that message, but they're not understanding it. And I feel like I can't help them, and it's so frustrating. And then literally I'll get off of live here and I'll go to the grocery store, and there'll be somebody there that I end up having to pass on a message to, and they understand every single word and it's clear as day. And it can be so frustrating sometimes to be a medium. But okay. Let's shut up. There goes that phone. Perfect timing, guys. I'm just going to start taking some calls and we'll see what happens from here. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Is that Tracy?
Yes, it is. Are you calling for the free readings?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Okay, you're my first caller today. Now that I'm done babbling, what is your first name?
My first name is Rachna.
Rachna. Okay. So give me 1 minute here. I like to start with a grounding exercise, if you don't mind. Whew. Okay. You've got a lot of energy coming through already, so give me a minute. Okay. If I can breathe here. Okay, we're going to start with this grounding exercise. So if I can get you to put both feet flat on the floor, and then I want you to take a deep breath. But I want you to picture that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly bringing it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me, and then just give me 1 minute to focus. Okay, so there's 2 energies right off the hop. I'm not sure who I'm going to start with. I think I need to start with the gentleman. Give me a second. He keeps taking me to the side, to the side, to the side. I'm not sure what he means by that yet. Hold on. He takes me to the side, and I feel this huge expression of love. then when I ask him, how did he pass? He just shows me the snapping of the fingers. But I don't know if he means that that meant that he passed suddenly or unexpectedly, or if he's just meaning that he passed way before we thought he would, if that makes sense.
It does.
Is this like husband or
Yeah, that's my husband.
okay, that would make sense why he keeps taking me to the side and I just feel all this love. Okay, but the last time that I made that guess, it turned out it was the brother-in-law. So okay, hold on a sec. He's very excited about some stuff that's coming up here. He's like, yay! Almost like you've made a decision and things are starting to move forward. He's extremely excited about this. Do you know what he's talking about?
Sort of.
He's like, you know what? He's showing me my symbol for support. It's almost like he needs you to know that whatever move you make, you have his blessing. Like he's got nothing but support. He literally shows me closing his mouth. Like he has nothing to say about nothing. It's not his call anymore, if that makes sense. Okay, slow this down. He's also, there's the mother figure that's there on the other side. Oh, as I say that, I think she just clarified grandmother. Is your mom still here in the physical world?
Yes, she is.
Okay, and so this would be her mom, I believe, that's on the other side. Your mom's mom is on the other side? Do you understand the mobility issue that she's talking about? Because she's letting me know that she has free mobility on the other side, that she has no mobility issues on that side.
Okay.
She's also putting the white blanket around, I think this is mom's shoulders. The white blanket is my symbol for when spirit, or my symbol for somebody who has health or stress issues. And when spirit puts it around somebody's shoulders, it's an indication they're watching over them.
Okay.
So has mom had some more stress issues recently? Because it really feels like anxiety.
Possibly. She has to travel.
Ah, okay. She doesn't like to travel? There we go. Because that's what he's talking about. He's talking about she's talking about the anxiety. Hold on. It's funny because I'm trying to talk to your grandmother, but your husband's standing so close that, as you can hear, I'm calling your grandmother a male because he's so close. Hold on. You know what? She showed me my symbol for pride. She's showing me the heart, and she's just, whatever this is that you're about to do, this decision that has been made in your life, it feels like a big one. It feels like a life-changing one. They keep showing me my symbol for move. I don't know if they mean actual physical move or if this is like a move of like job or whatnot, but they make me feel it's like the whole package, like it's everything. It's a move. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? They're both kind of pulling their energy back already, but as they do, they're just expressing a lot of excitement. And the message kind of is to let you know that they're very aware of the decisions and the things that you've made, the choices and decisions that you've made recently, and to let you know that they're extremely supportive on the other side. But it's a lot to give you credit, not just for what the choices and the decisions are that you made, but for actually making them, because it feels like this was something that you kind of procrastinated on or agonized about for a long time. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so they're celebrating the fact that this decision has been made and we're going forward now. It's like the excitement is like if you board a train and you hear the whistle go woo woo and you know you're about to start moving. It's like that pitter patter of the heart. That's how excited they are for you. Aw, they're pulling their energy back. I hope that was helpful.
It is always very helpful, Tracy. I can't even express my gratitude to you.
Aw, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you.
You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Aw. See? Spirit, now you're talking. Okay. I love when Spirit gets clear. Whew. The energy on this one. Okay. Hello? Oh, hold on. I forgot to put you on speaker. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Are you calling for the free readings?
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. What is your first name?
Bonnie.
Bonnie. Okay. If I can get you to sit with both feet flat on the floor for a minute, Bonnie.
Okay.
We're going to start with a grounding exercise. I'm having trouble even just getting through the grounding exercise because there's so much spirit trying to interrupt already. Holy.
Okay.
Okay, let me take a drink. All right. So if you could put both feet flat on the floor for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to take a deep breath. Picture that deep breath starting at your big toe. Slowly pull that all the way up through your body and then blow it straight through the phone at me. And then just give me 1 minute to focus. Interesting.
What?
Sorry, interesting. Okay. There's definitely, okay, sometimes I see spirit do this. There is a couple of people that step forward that are kind of closer to me. And then there's a whole bunch of people in the background that are just kind of there letting me know that they're there. They're kind of acting like a support team, I guess. So right away by the amount of people that showed up, I'm guessing that maybe you've been going through some challenges recently because you have a whole team on the other side that's showing up today to kind of like help out here.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to ignore them, first of all, and start with the two people that are like closest to me here. So give me a minute.
Okay.
I want to start with the mother figure energy. So I don't know if this is actually mom. It could be auntie, grandma, whatnot. But she does two things. Okay, so let me just slow her down. Hold on. Slow down. She takes okay. She also, do you understand the head? Because she takes me to the head and she snaps her fingers. So when spirit takes me to the head, it's either a symbol of stroke, aneurysm, dementia, Alzheimer's. It can be a communication issue. But then the way she snaps her fingers, here we go. As soon as I said communication issue, and then she snapped her fingers, which is almost like it happened way quicker than we expected, and I didn't get a chance to express what I wanted to express, I think is why she's going to the head.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You understand this energy that's like, Okay.
I've had readings from you before. My mom always comes through loud and clear.
Okay. And does she always come through like this? Like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, slow this down. Okay, so we've had readings before then. That explains something because she looked at you and she said, thank you. And then she looked at me and she's like, and thank you. And I'm like, thank me? What are we thanking me for? And she's like, I have a better relationship with my daughter now than I had for a long time. It's almost like you have re-embraced her into your life again, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people pass away, it's like we think that they're gone. And then when you start to learn how to interpret the signs and symbols and whatnot that they talk to us with, then we start to include them in our lives again, and we start to talk to them more, and they start to show symbols more, et cetera, et cetera. Do you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah. And last time you talked to me, you said some things that I think were coming from her. And I just have been thinking about it a lot lately and talking to her.
That's what she's saying is like, thank you, because I feel like or she's feeling like she's very included in your life again.
Yeah.
Hold on. Slow this down. You're going on a trip?
No. Something's happening though.
Yeah, she's like packing a bag and she's like, it feels like we're going on a trip. Like, how do I explain this? Hold on. Slow that down. It's an excited feeling. It's like, okay, pack your bags. Here we go. Like, hold on. Slow down. Sure. See, her energy is so bouncy. Trying to get her to sit still here. So give me a second. The only way I can describe what she's coming through or what she's explaining to me is it's a feeling, it's a feeling of moving forward. It's a feeling of like we're taking a trip somewhere. It's a feel.
How about a baby in the family?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just try to understand how that makes sense here. Okay, so what I'm seeing, thank you for that, because what I'm seeing is packing a bag, and the feeling is like, woohoo, here we go, and I'm seeing packing a bag, which is making me think it's a trip. But as soon as you say baby, then I'm able to like focus more on, well, what is in this bag? Why am I seeing it packing a bag? And she's showing me all the baby stuff that's going into this bag. And about how excited she is, and here we go. So do you understand what she's talking about more specifically, the baby's bag, or not just the bag so much as the way she's packing it? It's almost like this would be maybe baby shower or something that she's talking about.
Well, maybe she knows I bought a bunch of clothes already.
There we go.
We don't know what the baby is yet. You told me last time what the baby was going to be.
Yeah, don't trust that, man. I've been wrong on sex a few times lately. It's messing my head.
Clearly, and she wasn't even pregnant then.
Oh, wow. Well, that usually, I'm not usually wrong about those ones very often.
No, she wasn't pregnant. I didn't even know she was going to be, thinking of a baby soon.
So I was right about that, is what you're saying.
Well, I don't know yet. They're having their ultrasound today to find out. But you gave very specific information.
I mean, I was right that there was a baby coming.
Yes, you're right. And you told me something very specific about why it was going to be, why you thought, maybe the information was coming from my mom, but you said that it was going to be a girl because if it was a boy, her husband wouldn't want any more. And that was very right. But I still don't know what it is.
Interesting.
And you said it you just came out with that, but it's so very factual about him. He's saying, well, if it's a boy, that's it.
Yeah, I would trust that. I would totally trust that. It makes me laugh how Spirit shows me things sometimes. And I appreciate you so much right now for clarifying that, because that's a very good example for people watching too about how my head works and why I say things the way I say them, right? I see somebody packing a bag and saying, yay, here we go. I'm thinking we're going on a damn trip. What?
Do you still think it's a girl?
Sure. Okay, hold on when she says that. Yeah, I do. She's showing me like pink and brown. Pink and brown, pink and brown, pink and brown, pink and brown. I don't know why I'm seeing pink and brown, or pink and cream. Interesting.
Okay.
Almost like it's weird when Spirit talks about babies all the time. They don't usually bring up color schemes. Is that like something that maybe would make sense with your daughter? Is she very like fashionable or?
Yes. Yeah, and she wants things like pretty monochromatic.
There we go. Because I don't think I've ever had
shower. And everything. So.
I don't think I've ever had Spirit come through before and talk about the color scheme around the baby shower.
Yeah, no, that would be my mom. She would bring up that. But no, the last time I had a reading with you, you were right about so much. You were talking about my mom knew like where her wedding was, where my daughter's wedding was going to be, and that she would be there. you talked, my mother-in-law, who I hated, came through and apologized.
Mm.
And you said something very specific that I knew it was my mother-in-law about what was it? A bird bath on our patio. And we have a bird bath of hers. And that, I mean, I knew it was, I didn't think my mother-in-law would ever come through. And that was really profound. And I wrote notes that time, so I have them all still written. And so no, pretty well everything you've ever told me has happened, and I'm just dying inside right now, wanting to know what she's having. So
Aww.
I thought if I could get through. So if you still see a girl, then I'm going to see a girl.
Well, no pressure on my shoulders or anything, hey?
No, none at all.
Well,
I don't think my mom would do that, though. I don't think she's if you feel she's saying a girl,
I still feel girl, yeah.
Yeah, and the reading I had was in September, and she didn't get pregnant till January. So
wow.
And so anyways, no, you're amazing, and I'm so glad I got through.
I'm so glad you got through. Sometimes I need that little encouragement, because as you probably know during your reading, I say things that you can't validate at the time. And then we get off the phone.
It takes a while, yeah.
Yeah, we get off the phone. You go validate them, but I never know about it, right? So I'm left sitting here going, well, I don't know if I'm right or if I'm wrong, or, it can be frustrating to be.
And maybe a lot of the other spirits were there just because it's such a happy, it's such a happy time for us.
That would explain it.
Everybody would be really excited,
Again, another example of how my own biases can twist things. I see a whole bunch of people gathering around. I'm like, oh God, what's she going through? Because that must mean challenge. Yeah. That's when they gather, right? But you're right. They also gather around new life being born into the family.
Yeah. So no, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, well, you've been a very good learning tool for me today too. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you.
Aw, you have an awesome day, Bonnie.
Yeah, you too, Tracy.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. I know that was only 2 readings, and I'm sorry I went live yesterday and I went live today. I've got to pee so bad it's not even funny, you guys. I can't even hold out for, I know I'm supposed to be live another 10 minutes, but unfortunately my bladder's just not going to hold out for that long. But at least I got to go twice in 1 week, and I will possibly be back this Saturday. I might be. My friend was telling me there's a way to schedule lives so that you guys can get notified ahead of time. I don't know. I'm just learning this technology stuff. But yeah, so I will be back again at this week. Like I said in the beginning of this video, nobody tells me I'm not going to go live, or I don't react to fear very well. I get up and I stare it in the face. So I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to go live 3 times as much. How's that? I will see you guys very soon. Subscribe to my page so that it will notify you and you don't miss anything. And we'll see you guys either Saturday or on Tuesday. Thanks, guys.